Up and ready to go. You ready, Ken? I only see, oh, there's a third mic there. You can stand here or there, wherever you want. Your call. Or I guess it's really the chief's call.
Up to you, Bill.
Come on up, stand right here.
My log train is fed up with a stick, which is why I put the lock up there.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm all set.
Everybody's ready? Okay, thanks for coming out. This is a disturbing story, and you might want to alert your viewers and your readers that some of the allegations here are quite disturbing. I know when I read the police reports, I cringed, and that doesn't happen very often for a prosecutor who's been in office for 18 and a half years already. On February 23rd, the Grand Blanc Township Police were called out to an address for an unrelated to what I'm going to tell you about disturbance. But they became aware of this particular address because of that call. On March 6th, an anonymous tip referred them back out to that address, reference a mother who sent her 9-year-old child, her 9-year-old daughter, who's now 11, next door to the neighbor's house for sexual acts. On March the 7th, Grand Blanc Township officers determined who the neighbor was, and on March 8th, an investigation was underway, and investigators set up a Voices for Children interview for the victim. At that interview, the victim, who, as I said, was 9 years old at the time, said she was sexually assaulted. And I'm going to read to you some excerpts from the alleged sexual assault that are very, very disturbing. She said that her neighbor, Ed, would come to her house, or she would go to his house, and he would make her do stuff with him. The little girl said her mom would get a text and tell her to go over to Ed's house. She said she saw the text from Ed one time, and it said, "Can you send her over?" using her name, which I will not use. She said she would go over to Ed's trailer and be told to take her pants and underwear down and lie down on the floor on her back. The suspect, Ed, who I will name for you shortly, then took his pants off to where he was undressed, and he would defile the young lady. As she put it in the Voices for Children interview, he put his part on her part and started moving. She used a different word, which I won't use here. Sometimes he would give her a stuffed animal. She said her mom went to Ed's house sometimes, and they both would simultaneously lie on the bed, and Ed would, quote, do it to both of them. These extraordinarily grievous allegations have resulted in charges against two individuals. First, our suspect is Eddie Lowell Ehrisman, E-H-R-I-S-M-A-N. He is charged with 27 total counts. 12 counts of criminal sexual conduct in the first degree, 12 counts of conspiracy to commit criminal sexual conduct in the first degree, 1 count of using a computer to commit a crime, 1 count of human trafficking of a minor, and 1 count of distributing sexually explicit material to a minor. The second suspect, Jenny Ellen Brewer, is charged with 39 counts, all of the same counts that I just read you that apply to Mr. Ehrisman, and an additional 12 counts of child abuse in the second degree. I will also tell you that this investigation is ongoing. There could be additional charges that come out after we have a forensic review of the computers that may be involved in this. All of us standing before you today are totally appalled by the allegations. Both suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We have probable cause for each and every one of the charges that I've just told you about. It's my job to prove this case in court beyond a reasonable doubt. But I anticipate one of the questions is, how do you feel about this? And I'm appalled by these allegations. It's one of the most outrageous and disgusting acts or allegations that I have seen in all my time as the county prosecutor. We will do everything we can to try to get justice for this little girl. With that, I'm going to ask the chief if he has some remarks he'd like to make.
Sure, thank you, Mr. Leyton. First off, I'll start by saying one of our personal mottos over at the Grand Blanc Township Police Department, whether it's in the patrol division or the detective division, is to never, ever leave a rock unturned. This case here specifically showed that the relentless pursuit of, from Detective Monroe here, who's standing next to me on my right, and the pursuit of these predators to apprehend them and to take them into custody. I'll further touch on the philosophy of the Grand Blanc Township Police Department and our community policing philosophy that we thoroughly embrace. This took a community to make this happen. So obviously the police cannot be everywhere, especially behind closed doors. So it took a character witness to come forward, bring these allegations to the police department, and then also working with our community partners such as Voices for Children, and then working with our detective bureau to make this happen. So I appreciate all the help and support from our community, and I can't speak highly enough from the work that Detective Monroe had put into this case. It's still an active investigation, as Mr. Leyton has said, so we can't divulge everything to you here today, but we are here to answer any questions. If you have any questions, I did bring Detective Monroe with me, so she could probably answer a lot of your questions. So, go ahead.
Were there any other children in the home?
Which home?
I guess either home at this point.
There is another child, but not involved.
Are they still in the custody of one of these parents, or are they somewhere else?
Yes, they're in custody of a parent, uninvolved parent.
Thank you.
Yes.
You said that this had, or the girl was 9 and now 11. Has this been happening for 2 years until someone finally stepped up?
Not that we're seeing. We think it happened a couple years ago and has stopped, and now it's coming to light a couple years later.
Was there some motivation on the mother's part? By the time
Let me address that. That's why we added the human trafficking count, because one of the issues that I discussed with my warrant writers was there some kind of remuneration that was given to the mother for doing this, and I was convinced that there was something there, and that's why we added the human trafficking count. She was getting something from this man.
elaborate on that?
Well, something of value.
I just forgot how much.
Take your time.
Oh, what is the status of the 11-year-old right now? You know, she gave her statement to Voices for Children. Well, where is she now? Like, what's the status?
She's with a parent.
Uninvolved.
Correct. Okay, we good? I have, yeah.
Is there a chance that there are other children in that neighborhood, in that area?
I'm not aware of that. I don't think that's not anything that,
None that's been brought forward to us at this time.
And then I have one more question. How big of a problem is this in Genesee County or Grand Blanc? Like, as a prosecutor, how often are you seeing it?
we see a lot of sexual assault cases across Genesee County. It's not just Grand Blanc Township. Grand Blanc Township, for the most part, is a very safe community. But sadly, every so often, in every nook and cranny across the county, there are sexual predators, and when we come across them, we get excellent police work as exemplified here, and then through my office, we prosecute these people to the fullest extent of the law.
Are mugshots available for Arisman and Brewer?
I'm glad you asked, Ken. I have them right here for you. I'll pass them out when we're done.
When were they arrested?
Was it Monday?
Let's see, when were they arrested?
It was Tuesday. Yes, it was Tuesday.
Tuesday. All right.
All those have the spellings of all first, middle, and last names and spellings?
No, but I'll give them to you right now. So it's Brewer, and it's EHRISMAN. And both have Burton mailing addresses, if you wanted to say in your stories of where they're from. They're from Burton.
This took place in Grand Lake Township?
Well, there's, you know, some people who live in one place have a different mailing address, so their mailing address is Burton.
Can we say what neighborhood this was?
I'm not giving out the address because I want to protect the identity of the child.
Can I get the spellings on their first names, that Eddie and Jenny, right?
Yeah, well, Eddie is common spelling, E-D-D-I-E. That's common spelling to me. And then his middle name is Lowell, L-O-W-E-L-L. Her first name is Jenny, J-E-N-N-Y, middle name Ellen.
You mentioned that the 11-year-old is staying with an uninvolved parent. Was this a separated parent situation, and that's why the other one wasn't aware?
I'm not going to go into any further detail on that.
Okay.
I want to protect the identity of the child as much as I can.
So it's been confirmed that this person, along with being uninvolved, is a safe custodian of these kids?
Obviously.
Okay.
Good? All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Here, let me give you each a little